All right, super simple video. Just want to explain my system for not getting stuck on social media and using an app blocker to make sure that it blocks what I want to block, but it also doesn't get in the way of anything I need to do using apps on my phone. So first of all, I have two phones. I've got my old phone that I use for text, and then the new phone I got when my plan upgraded or when it was ready for renewal. I've got for work stuff, so social media, etc. So first thing is just literally not having the phone with me. That makes it much easier to not check social media. On the other phone, I don't have social media and I've got more aggressive app blockers. So on this phone, I've got my home screen, which has my Facebook, Instagram. On my other phone, I literally don't even have the apps. So first thing is just limiting exposure. Number two is this stay focused app. So I've got various different settings set up here. I've got one that basically just stays on all the time called all off. And then I have my social media one that literally goes 24 hours a day. This one, my general rule for it is that it's always on. And when I turn it off, I'm going to hit pause. I never use this pause until manually activated because that will turn it off and then I'll forget about it. And then a couple hours later, I'll find myself scrolling for half an hour or wasting time and feeling terrible. So I go to pause for 15 minutes, 5 minutes, or 30 minutes. That gives me a natural time limit. It's easy to go back in and open it up again if I need it longer, but it gives me that window of whatever time I actually want to be on there versus getting stuck for that half an hour or whatever doing random scrolling. So that's piece number one. And then when it comes up, it just closes what you're doing. I guess the one thing you'd want to do is if you're doing a post and you're afraid of losing the caption, make sure you're copying and saving it, and or just set a long enough timer. Like even if you use the 30 minutes timer, or you could even do custom to go even longer. At very least, you want to make sure that it goes back on later. So even if you set it at 2 hours, at least 3 hours from now, when you go to check your phone, you're not scrolling because it has turned itself back on at that point. So that's piece number one. So we've got that set up, and then I've got those times. And then piece number two is I put a specific message. So when I put in here, this is the generic message that comes up. So this one is too long. I don't read it. It just annoys me when I see it and just makes me hate the app blocker. So instead of that, I will actually, so I'm going to pause that one. And this one I actually don't use. I mainly use the social media one because it blocks everything anyways. So then if I go here, this is the message that it gives me, just simple: social media steals happiness and presence. That makes me think about time of presence and happiness with my wife, with Emery, with our son. And basically just keeps me in that right headspace, reminds me why I'm doing it. It's really important to have a message that actually resonates with you so you know why you're doing what you're doing. And that is basically it. This app also happens to, I guess one other thing I'll show you, this app happens to also give you total time. So you can see your time that you've been on the phone. You can see how many times you launched apps, how many times you opened up your screen. So this one happens to be 2 today. And gives you basically a full breakdown of exactly what you've been doing on your phone and how much time you've been spending on different apps, assuming you've given it proper permissions, which I need to go and re-enable one of the permissions, but that's besides the point. So that's it. That's my system for social media and not getting sucked into it and wasting my entire day.